Thank you very much, our distinguished Finance Minister, for those very kind words. Your Excellencies, Honorable Senior Minister, Honorable Ministers of Finance, particularly mentioned the Minister of Finance from Morocco, Mohamed Boussiad, members of the Diplomatic Corps, development partners, the President of the African Center for Economic Transformation and the former President of the African Development Bank, K.Y. Marcus, here, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. This is a distinguished audience, and it gives me great pleasure to be here this morning to welcome you all to Accra. I must congratulate our Minister of Finance, Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta, for taking the initiative of inviting you here. This is an important meeting at a critical time for the Compact with Africa. The G20 under the German presidency has been unprecedented in many ways. The global environment has been changing rapidly and facing more uncertainties in it than any time in the recent past. The specter of anti-globalization efforts, continued falling global economic indicators, challenges in the European Union, increasing migration and demographic pressures, and lack of political cohesion on climate change have made the job of leading the G20 under the German presidency a challenging one. But leadership matters. During these storms, there have been a steadfast focus on Africa. In fact, if I might say, it has been one of the few areas of strong agreement and progress for the G20. The G20 Africa Partnership, and in particular the Compact with Africa, stand both as a testament to Germany's leadership and as a special opportunity for Africa. The Compact with Africa is just that, a compact. We, African governments, have made commitments. The World Bank, IMF, African Development Bank, represented here today, have made commitments. And the G20 nations have made commitments. It is our responsibility and duty to live up to our commitments. This meeting, the first time that finance ministers from the Compact countries are meeting to explore what role the Compact with Africa can play in African economic transformation, is a wonderful start. Let us be reminded that the 7 Compact countries are Côte d'Ivoire, Ghana, Ethiopia, Morocco, Rwanda, Senegal, and Tunisia. And we are pleased to also have present today representatives from Burkina Faso, Benin, Gambia, Liberia, and Guinea. A warm welcome to you all, our brothers and sisters. For Ghana, the Compact with Africa has been an opportunity to refocus our attention on areas where investment is badly needed and where we have created a positive business environment. This includes areas such as renewable energy, agriculture and agro-processing, the financial sector, infrastructure such as transport, industrial sectors such as aluminum and petrochemicals and tourism. At the same time, we know there is a long list of policy reforms needed. As a government, we were elected less than a year ago. We were about 8 months in office. But we have identified a strong reform program. And not only have we identified that reform program, we have begun implementing that reform program aggressively. The pillars of the Compact fall in line with the government's overarching goal of building a very business-friendly environment. In fact, we say we want to build the most business-friendly environment in Africa. And this is the environment that will create jobs and stimulate growth and wealth creation. For example, under the macroeconomic framework pillar of the Compact with Africa, We are focused on prudent expenditure management to reduce expenditure, broadening the tax base, enhancing tax compliance to reverse the unfavorable debt dynamics. We are also pursuing domestic debt reprofiling to lengthen maturities and reduce the cost of credit. Under the business framework, we are creating the Ghana Business e-Registry and developing model contracts in line with international best practice. And under the financial framework pillar, we are reducing government dominance in the domestic debt market and promoting corporate issuance. While each of the Compact with Africa countries face specific challenges and are at different paces of development, the Compact with Africa also reinforces that in many respects we face common challenges and that it makes sense for us to learn from each other. The Compact with Africa provides yet another opportunity for us to work together as Compact with Africa countries and also together with our international partners. In this context, we should also remember that the aid landscape is shifting and that aid flows from traditional donors are dwindling across Africa. This surely means that we must begin to contemplate a future beyond aid and also a future with enhanced productive capacity with a robust private sector and one where our infrastructure gaps are met. We must create space for our private sector to thrive and to provide the jobs and finance needed to grow our economies. And we must create the environment to mobilize domestic financing. This is a prospect that President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, President of the Republic of Ghana, is most keen to promote, and this meeting is an important step towards building that future. We appreciate that to encourage the type of private investment that is needed, we must promote an environment of transparency, reduce tax burden, formalizing the informal economy, financial inclusion, amongst others. Distinguished guests, the Compact with Africa is an initiative of the G20 that can only be applauded. At the same time, we need to own and drive the implementation of the Compact with Africa. We need to be ambitious and bold. What we are doing with the Compact with Africa is not something that is being dictated to us. It is something that we want to do, and therefore we have ownership of and should have ownership of. For our government, there is a sense of urgency for economic transformation in order to meet the needs of citizens in a rapidly changing world. Let us use the Compact to harness our transformational opportunities. I understand that our partners at the African Center for Economic Transformation believe that economic transformation is possible in a generation. This is the kind of bold vision we need to drive the Compact with Africa as well. Let us harness our capacity to learn from each other and improve. As you begin your deliberations, I wish you a very productive day and hope you enjoy your stay in Accra. Thank you very much for your attention.